Hey, this is John. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Mechanical Mastery. In the last episode, we kept working towards our goal of getting an ultimate singularity. We've got some lapis ones, and we've got a machine over here that will make redstone for us. That's working pretty well. I have, between episodes, gone through and upgraded a bunch of our machines, so anything I thought should be an ultimate factory is now an ultimate factory. Um, this guy was just an infusing device. I made him a factory, but we might need to make him better in the future. But he's making our steel right now, and we have tons of steel at the moment. I think we've got like 1,000 blocks, so we've got 9,000 ingots, so we have a lot of steel. We do need more steel than that overall, but I'm not sure I need to upgrade him right now to get to that. So, yeah, they're fine. Alright, what else is going on? I went ahead and improved our drawer system. I now have a compacting drawer for every resource that we're going to need to make into a singularity. That way I can know that I'll have plenty of room to store more of these blocks if I need to. Or not so much blocks, but the actual items themselves. So all of these compacting drawers are something we will need a singularity for eventually. So I think there are 16 of these, and then the last one is glowstone, and that's just EMC. We don't need a drawer for that. Okay, system, I've now improved this to 64K disks. We were actually close to 32,000 items. That's because we were using or making too much sulfur dust, actually, and there was no drawer for it. So I didn't have a drawer for sulfur dust originally, but now I do. It's over here. And you can see we've got 151 stacks of sulfur dust. It is basically just stable now because I'm not using more than I'm making. So do I need any more sulfur? I don't know. I think the thermal sulfur is actually going up very slowly, but I can't quite tell. So anyway, it's probably fine. I think actually it's limited over here, isn't it? No, it's not. Okay. Um, oh, it might be limited by the sulfur maker itself. That may be where I limited it. I thought that it wasn't actually supposed to go up, but just stay where it is. Yeah. Okay, so we only want 4 stacks of that at any one time. So we don't actually need a drawer for thermal sulfur, but I'm not worried about that. I added some more 2x2s, so we've got space. I might put another 2x2 here, but it connects to the stone wall. I don't really like that, so not sure, but there's a slight bit of asymmetry when the pyramid doesn't go quite like that. So I'll see how much that bugs me. Okay, behind the refined storage system, I added this guy, the Ultimate Energy Cube. This way, if for some reason we ever lose power because we're draining too much by this guy, he will have a buffer. So kicking this guy on for a short time will no longer trigger the production of withers to be killed. So this guy, you can see, only has the ether gas, not the wither killer. So if I were to update him, does he have anything in here? He doesn't. So there's no reason to bypass him because he'll burn through his energy anyway, but you can see we don't spawn withers because of this. And that guy is not losing power. That guy is still fine. We'll turn him back off because we don't want the energy to go over there. But and until I get back here, it should be full actually. Yeah, it already is. So we won't use up all of our generated power and run out of the buffer, the very tiny buffer that he has in his controller. So that's all fine. All right, what else is going on? So the wither killer itself, there's one more time that I might unintentionally spawn withers, and that's if I do something to intentionally turn my system off, because it detects a number of stars and I want it to be able to only go on if I need more stars, not that it has too many stars and I should stop doing stuff. So I want this to be a signal where it is a less than. And we'll just click this guy. He's going to make one more because he is set to do this without a signal, not with a signal. So I want it to say run with a signal, which it now has because of the switch, but I'll turn that off too, and now we won't have one. So these are now the last withers that it should spawn. So I'm trying to think if that is okay. Basically, what I want to make sure of is that I can turn this off whenever I want. And right now, we can't do that. Because if I didn't have enough stars, I would get a signal. This guy would go on. But if I have 80 stars and for some reason I don't want withers spawned, I need a way to turn him off. And hooking this on will not do this. That's why I put him as an off signal run when you don't have one. That way I can do either input. This goes on, he turns off. This goes on, he turns off. But that doesn't help if I don't want this guy on and I do want to stop my system. What do I do then? Well, to do that, I think we're going to get something from RF tools. There's a thing called a logic gate, or just a logic, I think. It's called a logic. That's silly, but okay. Let's make a machine base. Oh, need to make this. This item will allow us to take multiple signals in and then decide what to do with them. So we can say if this one's off and this one's on, we do this. If this one's on, do something. But it's a very easy way to combine redstone signals. So all we need to do is, rather than feed these two signals into this block, we simply need to feed the output of the logic into this block. And that will be the only signal. So you can see there are three inputs. We could have it here. We could have it somewhere else. I'm not quite sure where I want it. This is an awkward spot for it to be. Like if I take away this path, I don't have a very good walkway down here. And if I take away just this, it's asymmetric. So you know how awful that would be. So my thought process right now is to put this right here, and we'll get a couple pieces of redstone if I can find them. There we go. And we will still take the input from this guy. This guy's input is no longer going to be needed, but we do need this to be fixed. So let's see what we can do about that. All right, so first of all, we're going to get our detector. We're going to put him, I don't know, right here. And we will take a bit more cable. We'll go over here, and we will go from here. And I can still walk down here, right? Yeah, I can. Okay, so I don't love this hang over here, but I think I can live with it. So let's get a nether star detection. So 56. And if you are less than this, I want you to output a signal. So here is the C input. No, I'm sorry. This is the A. I've got to look at it from this direction. So here's A. And then I want the lever over here. And that one is going to be the C input. There'll be no B input. So B doesn't matter. So what I want to say is if this is on and this is off, we don't have a signal. Does that make sense? That's confusing. Okay, so if the lever is on, or if the lever is on, we definitely don't have a signal. So C being on, any C being on, will lead to an off signal. So you can see we will not emit a redstone signal. But if C were off and A were on, we would. So in this case, we would. And in this case, we would, because C is off and A is on. But if C were on ever, or if A is not on, we never need to emit a signal. So let's say I put this at a watt. I would get a signal. But as soon as I flip the switch, he turns off. So even though we don't have the number of nether stars that I want, I have told him to override that and not make more withers. Okay, so this I think does work now, and I can now have him off. And this means that whenever I flip the system off briefly, he won't spawn withers either, because we probably have like, yeah, close to 300 stars. And I don't know how many I need. It's probably not that many. I might need to get a drawer and make more of these. I'm actually not sure how many of these we're going to need. We're going to need a few at least. So is it more than 4 stacks? Well, I don't actually know. So I may go up to 1,024 stars, but for right now, I'm not going to. So that should be okay. And let's just test that. If I flip the system off, he won't be able to detect his stars. However, that should no longer trigger the spawning of withers. And you can see that it does not. The only time we would spawn withers now is if we don't have enough stars in the system and we haven't overridden that with our manual lever. Okay, that's what I wanted, to not spawn withers by mistake and not kill withers by mistake, which he should still be there. Yeah, he is. Okay, so there we go. We've solved all the issues with power. That trader came back. He's wandering around my base. I don't know what he's doing. But whatever. Oh, here he is. I bought lily pads from him. I don't know if I need lily pads, but I bought them. I think I can make more of them in a phytogenic insulator. So if I want them, I'll have them. Did I mention I moved this guy down here? I don't remember if I did that. Yeah, I moved him down here. You can see how much faster he is making this stuff. And if you haven't noticed, we have more than 4 billion EMC again. So we now have enough essence of all the kinds that he is now burning through our excess advanced mechanical essence. So we are once again gaining on EMC. Not that I think we're going to need more than 4 billion for the rest of the series, but I see no reason to stop anything. We have pretty much unlimited power and pretty much unlimited resources. So we're just going to keep going with this. The rest of these I have, they're not off. I told them to just run until they run out of fuel. So they should go through about half of their inert essence and then be done. And then I'll take them down. I took away the guy that detects refined fuel. We no longer need refined fuel for power, so there's no reason not to burn through it if we need it. So if I run out of refined fuel, I will put more in there, but as far as I can tell, I might be wrong about that. Hang on. We might be burning through our refined fuel. So we are. Okay, well, that's good to know, because it tells me that this guy, being tick accelerated, is going through our fuel faster than we're producing it. Is that a problem? Not necessarily, because we don't actually need any more of these guys. We could just wait for the fuel to be made to build any more, and we don't need it to go up. Although I would like to have a buffer in the event that we, needed it. So the solution to this problem would be to move some of these machines downstairs. We've got this guy right here. These are the ones that make the refined fuel. And if we simply took these 3 downstairs, would it make enough refined fuel? I don't know, but it might. This guy is a freshing still. taking crude oil and producing light oil. This guy is making more crude oil, and this guy, okay, so this guy simply makes crude oil to be turned into the other kinds of oil, and these two guys are the only ones actually making refined fuel. So this is definitely the bottleneck, which makes sense because we're making a lot of the light oil. So it might work just fine if we simply had a way to do something with the light oil. So let's check something real quick. Let's do a gauge dropper. Would that actually work? I have no idea. Huh. It doesn't work like the mechanism machines work. Okay, well, I'm not worried about losing the fuel. It will go away, but I'm not worried about that. So let's just do this for now. And this guy, we don't make that much heavy oil, so he is keeping up just fine. It's only the light oil guy who's not. We've got a fluid card. We've got a fluid extract card. We've got an item extract card for the sulfur dust, I think, and energy. Okay, so let's go down here. We're going to need another localized time destabilizer. Let's see if we can make one of those. He could take a minute to make. Okay, he didn't take too long. Alright, we're going to put this guy here. The augments, we need to replace one of these with this. Give him energy. And I think basically item extract insert. Okay. He is now getting light oil, and he pretty much instantly takes that out. Am I getting that right? Are we not producing any more light oil? I would think there would have been more light oil than that. But there really isn't. Yeah. Wait a minute, this guy's doing light oil. I see, I made some changes. There's no crude oil being produced over here. This is all light oil. So this guy is getting all of our light oil. Okay. Let's put you on a high signal. And let's see what happens to this guy over here. This guy over here. It's unclear to me why he's not getting light oil in there. Surely we're producing some. I mean, my thought process, it's producing so fast, we're just making refined fuel pretty much instantly. Yeah, the second he gets to 200, he goes down. Alright, let's get another localized time destabilizer. Probably two, actually. And let's just set up the whole production field down there. So, there's a magma crucible making this. There's the fractionating stills making the light oil. So, wait a minute, why are you getting light oil? Stop it. I need you to stop getting light oil. Can I get that out somehow? We can do that. I'd like to do that. I'm not worried about the oil. I want to see him. I want to see if the production is keeping up or not. That's what I want to see. Okay. So, alright, so we're going to take one of the fractionating stills, that's turning crude oil into light and heavy oil, and we'll take that one downstairs. So the problem is this guy, because this guy's making all of our crude oil. They're as fast as they can go without the time to stabilize the thing. I guess we're going to need a couple more of this. We can go ahead and process whatever's in there, I guess. That would make most sense. Okay, do we have 2 of those time guys? We do. Okay, so I guess I'll take this guy and this guy downstairs. And why isn't your... Oh. I told you not to extract that. Okay. Please stop running. And please extract your light oil. Thank you. Okay. Alright, so let's take this and this downstairs. Okay. We want the magma crucible right here. And I want the fractionating still right here. Okay. Configuration is going to be just going over here. So let's put this guy in. He needs energy. You should be an extract, right? And you... That does not make sense to me. I have got to see what is on all of these channels. I think 2 should be water, and it is not. I mean, we can filter it so it won't be water, but I would prefer a channel per fluid, because that would just make more sense to me. Alright, let's go get the Magma Crucible stuff, all of its cards. It should just have an energy and an insert card, and that should be fine for that. So if we do energy and item insert, yeah. Okay. We need to put this guy over here. We need to put this guy over here. Tell you to run. Ah, we have got bitumen. Are we doing something with that? What are you? You're the guy who makes the light oil. So what were you doing with this? If we had this guy over here, he would have made this too. I don't see that he has anything for that. So what's in your output? Oh, you got a trash can down here. It had to be going somewhere, I knew. Okay, let's get your trash can back. Hey, I need that. There we go. Okay. Why is he not extracting the heavy oil anywhere? The obvious answer is the heavy oil producer can no longer keep up with him. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. We'll put him down there as well. So let's do one final thing. Take your trash can as well. And I'm going to put him right here, just in case we need to put another one on the left side of this guy. So here's the freshing still for heavy oil. We need power. We need fluid. We need fluid. Okay. And we need another time destabilizer. Come on. There we go. I might just keep one of these in stock. Stop that. Stop that! I want your interface. Don't do other interactions. please. Okay. So yeah, this guy, we are burning through our heavy oil now. Yeah, this guy should now keep up with the heavy oil production. And now we're going to make lots more of the refined fuel. And I think this all should be good now. I imagine I can dump that back in here now. Okay. Yeah, he is now keeping up. This guy is keeping up too. So it looks like we are very easily keeping up with production, even without these upgrades for this one. This guy is just simply too much. So I'll put the other fractionating still that turns crude oil into heavy and light oil right here. And that will be that. Okay, so I think it's past wrapping up point for today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, have you heard of those like and subscribe buttons? I'm telling you, they're awesome. Go check them out. I will see you next time.